finally, some people have paid attention to that petition going around about a Captain Pike series with Anson Mount. I would have no problem with, in concept, a Captain Pike series with Anson Mount. Again, I'd prefer Susie Plaxton's number one instead of Rebecca Maine, but okay, fine. I like Rebecca Maine. We can go with it. But not with the current creative crew. Kurtzman has got to go before anything like that is even thought of, because he has no freaking concept of the material. This, Star Trek really is a period piece. Whatever era you pick, they need to be true to that period. And one thing Anson Mount has shown, and recommend to other producers, is like they can do the job. If you give them the materials to do it, you give them a good script, yeah, they'll deliver. But you gotta have writers and producers that know the material. And these kids just don't know how to steer. Okay? So yeah, and they're not going to get a bunch of knows how to steer, because you're not getting anybody in there who knows more about Star Trek than Alex Kurtzman, which is a lot of people. But he's got to be the top dog, so everyone below him has either got to be subservient to his vision or be an idiot, or both. But yeah, you get rid of Kurtzman, and I think a lot of it's going to happen. They are sinking so much money into the Picard series. When it tanks, it's going to take this network down with it. That's going to happen. That merger is going to happen like that at that point. And with that, you'll see the Star Trek back under one banner. And I think you will also see Kurtzman shown the door rather quickly. Or at least promoted to a point where he has no authority of anything whatsoever. The next Star Trek series that would be under CBS or Viacom, whatever it's going to call it. There will be no dispute over which license. It'll be a canon show. And then we got to put our faith that they put people in there who know what they're doing. I would hope that they would listen to pitches from people who know what they're doing. You would hear, experienced producers from past shows come in and say, okay, this is what we need to do. And also, first thing to do is remove Discovery from the record completely. I mean, a lot more, thorough than what Spock recommended in the finale. I mean, completely and totally, it never happened. This technology never happened. These uniforms never happened. And then, maybe, the franchise can recover. Because as it stands right now, no. I am not hopeful for the Picard series, because I'm also not exactly hopeful of Patrick Stewart's creative choices, okay? He goes, what's interesting work. It doesn't seem good, okay? Remember, the Dune buggy scene, his idea. And kind of branching out a little, I think, back to well before Star Trek. He was in a production of Merchant of Venice with the Royal Shakespeare Company. And his take on the character was interesting. A valid take, I'll tell you. I didn't agree with it, though. Because it was featured in a DVD series, or a video series way back when, performing Shakespeare or playing Shakespeare, with the Royal Shakespeare Company from that time. It was like mid-'80s. Sometime before, Patrick Stewart was doing the... Ian McKellen was in it. He still had dark hair. That'll tell you what's going on there. But, and one of the segments was... Yeah, they did two productions of Merchant of Venice at one point. One with David Suchet as Shylock, and one as Patrick Stewart. And David Suchet took the point of very traditional, very Jewish, and Patrick Stewart took the thing of Shylock, in trying to fit in with society, being more, like, I think it was, more Venetian than the Venetians, I think, which in him says, hey, foreigner, he's trying too hard. Which is a valid take. I didn't agree with it. I prefer Suchet's take on it. I think his Shylock was a lot more menacing. And they did exactly. They traded back and forth. You want to read the scene, the other scene in their style. But that's, a little in the mind of Patrick Stewart in his creative choices. He wanted to, do this. And yeah, it's a valid choice. I didn't agree with it personally, but, teach his own. He was highly acclaimed for it, That kind of, made a bit of a mark for him with the Royal Shakespeare Company. So he he likes to try different things, which is a good thing for an actor. They don't always work. Dune buggy scene. And Picard as head of Section 31. I don't agree with that at all. I'm sorry. The Picard we saw would not be associated with a bunch of sleazebags like the one we've seen, especially when we're talking Section 31, as depicted in Discovery. And especially with the boneheaded thing in there, we need to be more transparency. More transparency. This group is not even supposed to officially exist. Plus, also, they don't answer to Starfleet. They were founded as part of the Federation Charter, not under Starfleet. So these guys really did not do their homework at all before setting this thing up. And there's also still the thing of, how they're going to do Captain Giorgio's story, series with her in Section 31, if she went with Discovery into the far, far future. Again, the recurring mantra of this entire series, they didn't think it through. They didn't think anything through. There's a tribble on Lorca's desk. What is he feeding it? Why aren't there hundreds of little tribbles going all over the place? He is feeding it. And it's like, Spock's got a sister, and what about Sybok? Are we going to bring him in? No, Sybok's never even, mentioned at all. Frankly, I like that because I didn't agree with the Sybok storyline in the first place. So if he's consigned to the dustbin of history, fine, great. Builds up my case that Star Trek V was nothing more than a campfire story after Kirk and McCoy had a little too much of that secret ingredient. I still want to do a drunken commentary for that movie to go along with it. And she's a Vulcan princess. Vulcan has no worthy. Shut up, Spock. That sort of thing. But yeah, in principle, I would not mind a Captain Pike series. He was in command of the Enterprise for over 10 years. And if you go by the record here, the Cage, that was kind of early in there. That was in the first half of, at least the first half of his first 5 years with that thing. So there's still room to go there. Go here. So you can still have a good long run with Pike as captain of the Enterprise. I'm still not completely sold with Spock and Ethan Peck as Spock, but okay. Anyway, I got a phone call to answer, so yeah, well, too late now. All right. But I think a large part would be get decent writers and then who know what the hell they're doing. Get them on the right sets. Short term, move the production to Kingsland, Georgia. You light that thing right, they'll be fine. While you're building up new sets, say a Santa Clarita or on Paramount, whatever, And you gussy them up nice so on a high def camera you don't see wood grain or anything or the rough edges. You build it up. But in the meantime, the Kingsland sets are fine. They're perfectly good on camera. And that's the whole point, on camera, When you get, and get them in the mock turtlenecks, get them out of those stupid band uniforms. You can, dress up a hand laser so it looks a little more sophisticated than what the Desley prop shop came up with. I don't know about the communicators, but, such as they are. You deal with it. Because they're kind of stuck with them because they still had them in Where No Man's Gone Before. But that's the thing. You pay attention to the record. Your demarcation point is not one of the movies or the latest. It's Where No Man Has Gone Before. That's what's got to match up with at the end. That's when I understand these idiots and keep saying, "Oh, we got touches from all the." We don't want touches from all the different all the other parts of the franchise. You got to connect up with that point right there. Whether it or the Enterprise, they got to connect up to the Cage, or at least leave a path there. Not to the rest of the movies. That happens later. That's already accounted for. And with the Captain Pike series, they need to lead up to Where No Man Has Gone Before. That's it. Let the rest of the franchise take care of itself. That's your only concern, is matching up with that, and not contradicting anything that they came up with. That's what people say, oh, it's saddle bike again. All this is don't contradict anything, okay? You still got a big wide universe to play with, okay? And it's not, it's can and when. It's not. No, it's toys in the sandbox, okay? This is stuff you get to play with, okay? There are certain rules to play with it, but, they're tools to be used. And frankly, some of these riders, if they don't like being limited by things, that's undisciplined riding, okay? They need to look at it as a challenge. How do I get my story under these conditions? And 99 times out of 100, you get a better story out of it. Whereas you're just left to willy-nilly, and then you're doing shit like, Discovery, where people are, why are they doing this? It's science fiction, like the writer's guide said. If that's your answer, don't call us, we'll call you. Because you don't know how to write. All right. Personal update, if you're this far. Steph's still in the hospital. Wound on her heel. Just picking out some dead skin, and one piece was still attached. So it's caused a sore in there, and it's gotten out of hand there. So they're going to try and avoid surgery. It's not, they could probably do it under a local anyway. They put her out. But she's got a wound under her foot there, and it's, that's been part of the thing has been causing the problems with her walking. That's a big part of it. So they're going to see about getting her, getting that healed up as best they can. They're making noises about discharging her soon. I hope the hell not. Because, trying to press, you're not discharging her home, you're discharging her back to this truck. So let's try and get her walking first. And like I said, if they do end up doing surgery, they can do it under a local, because it's on her foot. Just numb her foot up and soak the hole, patch it up, and maybe deal with it from there. And again, I'm not saying that to try and jump up, support on that, because she's got insurance, she's got Medicare, so that's covered. We're not worried about that. It's just the other issues of traveling back and forth, because the cat is away across town, and also where we're generally hanging out is clear across town from where the hospital is. And family friend threw some money at me yesterday, so I was able to get some gas in there, but not much, and I still got to eat too. Yeah, it's like, this channel is, supported by you, viewers like you, just like PBS things, sorry, no tote bags. I should work on that, though, one of these days. So, PayPal, Patreon down below. Patreon gets a good support going, monthly support, but, PayPal's more immediate, so. And I got all the links down below for, all the different versions of it, but those are the two biggies. And I'm still hoping, we can get, past the hump and get us up to Kingsland for another go with those sets and the cast, because, Vic is going to be there, Michelle's going to be there, Chris Doohan's going to be there, and I want to set up something. So, but I can't do it unless, we got the bucks to do it. So I'm like, no bucks, no Buck Rogers. So we will catch you later.